schools to choose from? Apparently, she was. In the end, I'd settled for packing 2 tailored skirt suits, 3 50s prom dresses, an armful of vintage underwear come outerwear, 2 hippie sundresses, a pair of leather hot pants, and some glittery leg warmers. All those not quite right clothes weighed too much. Or maybe it was the anvil of guilt I was carrying around for the act of desertion I was about to commit by abandoning my sick father in favor of an adventure in a foreign country. Either way, I'd yet to learn how to pack light. I pointed myself toward the hospital, merged into the stream of pedestrian traffic, and allowed the collective sense of purpose to pull me along. My father was being operated on for a paraesophageal hiatal hernia, a condition in which part of the stomach squeezes through an opening in the diaphragm called the hiatus, landing it next to the esophagus. The danger is that the stomach can be strangled, cut off from its blood supply. Hiatal hernias occur most often in overweight people and people with extreme stress levels, both of which apply in my father's case. In 1991, the surgery for a hiatal hernia was dangerous and invasive, requiring a major incision that would travel from his sternum around to his back. I had originally told my mother I would be there to help out in any way that I could, but when the Brunei job came around, I changed my mind. This compulsion of mine to be forever on the move may have been a genetic inevitability. My birth mother named me Mariah, after the song They Call the Wind Mariah from the Broadway musical Paint Your Wagon. Maybe she knew I'd soon sail away from her in the airborne cradle of a 747. The name didn't stick. My adoptive mother renamed me Jill Lauren after nothing at all. She just liked it. An amateur thespian herself, she thought Lauren could serve as a stage name if I ever needed one, and so it has. I may have been named for the wind, but I'm a triple fire sign, a child of heat and sun. I was born mid-August 1973 in Highland Park, Illinois. Roe v. Wade was decided on January 22, 1973, which would have placed my biological mother at nearly 3 months pregnant, still swaddled under the layers of down that insulated her from the Chicago winter. I don't know if she considered an abortion, as her slim dancer's body moved into something cumbersome and out of control, as her flighty boyfriend took their car and headed east one day and never came home again, as the wind off the water turned the slushy streets to sheets of ice and bit at any inch of exposed skin, made more raw and vulnerable with the pregnancy. 700 miles away, in the not-so-posh apartments across from St. Barnabas Hospital in West Orange, New Jersey, a young stockbroker and his wife despaired of their childless state. It was a time rife with shady adoptions, sealed files, and what my father has referred to as gray market transactions. My parents contacted a lawyer who knew of someone who knew of someone who knew of a pregnant girl in Chicago looking to give her baby up for adoption. That lawyer was later disbarred and imprisoned for his role in many such adoptions, because you're not supposed to arrange for babies to be bought and sold. Gray market babies didn't come cheap. My parents were not yet wealthy, but they were desperate for a family. They ate inexpensive food and wore old shoes and waited. They waited as the neighbors filled their plastic kiddie pools. They waited while my mother graciously attended baby shower after baby shower, tossing the little candy-filled baby bottle favors into the trash on her way home. My parents waited and avoided the subject, talking instead about the stock market, tennis, the neighbors, until the lawyer finally called them and told them to get on a plane because their daughter had been born. My mother was a social worker at the time, and she swears that she was at home to hear the phone because she had called in sick that day with an unexplained stomachache, psychic labor pains. We lived together in that crowded one-bedroom for 2 years, until my father's stockbroking business picked up, and my parents were able to buy a house in a neighboring town with a desirable zip code and good public schools. I grew up in the kind of town in which orthodonture was mandatory, and getting a nose job as a gift for your sweet 16 was highly recommended. Those very early years were a love affair of sorts between my father and me. My father was a man who was most pleased by good looks and accomplishments, so I worked at being precociously bright, athletic, musical.